This new album is about, that first album you did was about kind of your the beginning of your relationship and that sort of magic element to it. This one is about how relationships evolve and about some of the challenges of that and so on. Tell me about the essential concept of the album, because it's different kinds of love, isn't it?
The concept is it's about the 8 different kinds of Greek love. And also I was outside a gig the other day and I was speaking to an Indian girl who was telling me about how love has so many different meanings in Indian culture. And it's a chronological journey. There's deaths. Branko's family members have died. One of them died in his arms during Corona. The guitarist on our album died, who was one of my closest friends of Corona.
So that's why it's called Those We Love.
Those
it's
We
in the
Love.
Past.
So that's about the transformation of death and how that energy doesn't simply stop, which is Branko's also. There's a composition on there called Branko's Universe, which is his concept of how energy continues in the cosmos.
I don't want to pry too much, Branko. You need to come to a microphone. But if I'm going to ask you a question, how did you, if you had no language, how did you first say, actually, I feel very strongly about you?
Kako ti si mogao da kažeš meni da osjećaš nešto jak prema meni?
I think when I met Faith first time in my life, we start to play music together. And I think I'm not speaking English, nothing. I have 0%. And she not speaking Serbian, nothing. I think this perfection, this music together, I explain with like, I think I believe in energy. This is how we spoke together, I think. Yeah. I give my energy and she give me my energy.
Let's hear a little example of it. Can you tell us what you're going to play now?
It's a piece called Zemljotres, which means earthquake in Serbian, and half of it was composed about 10 years ago in Serbia after a small earthquake, and it's the extremes for me of being in a Romani village. It's very passionate and energetic and also very traumatic, if I'm completely honest. And the beginning of it we composed the other day in Bounds Green, and this is the calmness of living in a North London suburb.
Now, how do you compose when you're clearly you're not using notation or sheet music or chords or that? So how do you go about?
I was thinking
pieces?
about this the other day, and you could ask our housemates. It is a bit like warfare, if I'm honest.
Well, that was my second question. What happens when you disagree about where to go next?
So we're both Capricorns, and neither of us will back down. So it is kind of like you have two armies who fire their ideas at each other. I mean, honestly, there can be 3 hours of one of us stomping out of the room, like throwing things, smashing things. It's like we have a war and then we make a whole new territory. And then at the end, there's this piece where we look at this new land we've created. But no, there's no writing down of music.
And so all of the pieces you play are done from memory, are they?
Yeah.
And do they evolve in the playing of them?
They evolve bit by bit. I'll have recordings from maybe 6 years ago. The other day I just found an old recording. I'll get that. I'll remember it. I'll send it to him. He'll then create something new out of it. So things also from the past, from years ago, keep popping up.
And do you have a name for this territory you created between you, which brings together England and, Romany music and so on? Do you have a name for what the kind of music you play is?
Well, this is a debate. I mean, our album was on the Rough Guide to World Jazz, one of our tracks. Some people say it's jazz. Some people say it's more world music. Some stuff is more Romany. We don't have a name for it.
And do you mind?
I would say, no, I don't mind. I would say it's a conversation between the two of us. That's the point. And the whole album is a conversation. That each track is set in a different country and a different place. Yes. Some of them are when we hate each other. Some of them are when I cheated on him. Some of them are when, it's a story.
No shortage of drama. So,
No.
Thank you very much indeed for coming and playing. Faithy Branko are performing at the International Eisteddfod in Llangollen, which starts this Thursday, and at the Rhythm Tree Festival on the Isle of Wight a little later. Their album, Those We Loved, is out later this year, and you can find details on their website.